Coming up on Look Today, well, the search for a man who drowned in Lake George continues. I've got details. And Cafe Lena's monthly poetry open mic takes place at Northshire Books in Saratoga Springs. More on that coming up. And Saratoga Springs police are searching for suspects after a statue in Congress Park is vandalized. I've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Tonight's program, I sit down with Paige Durner. She's a marketing manager for the Adirondack Museum in Blue Mountain Lake. And she's here to talk about the Rustic Furniture Fair that's happening this coming weekend. Plus, I also sit down with William Lockery. He's an author and historian. He's here to talk about one of the 20th century's towering political figures, Charles Evans Hughes, who's from Glens Falls. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Warren County Sheriff's Department continues to search for a 42-year-old man from New York City who apparently drowned on Tuesday in Lake George. The search resumed early this morning. Teams of boats, helicopters, and dive crews are performing what's called a grid search. The man went swimming off his boat north of Three Brothers Island when he experienced cramps. Now, he was with his family during the incident. They were unable to get to him to rescue him. We will give you more information on this story as we gather more details. In other news, Cafe Lena's monthly poetry open mic took place at Northshire Books in Saratoga Springs last night. The event takes place every first Wednesday of the month. Now, currently, you might know, Cafe Lena is closed and is under extensive construction and restoration. Northshire Bookstore was happy to host the event upstairs in the children's section. This month's open mic featured the Gossamer Poets. They recently published a collection of collaborative poetry. Well, we were at the event and we spoke to Carol Grasser. She's the host of the monthly open mic.
We do, it goes up and down, but we have a nice base of people, and Cafe Lena always draws in a wide variety of people. We get high school students and college students and people from all over and all ages. So, it typically runs from like 20 to maybe 50 people.
It's a wonderful event. We also caught up with Chris Van Natten. He's a bookseller at Northshire.
At the end of September, we'll be having a book signing from Jasper, the owner of Hattie's Restaurant. And he will be, talking about his new cookbook that just came out.
Well, switching from news to weather. Some overcast skies today. We had some partly sunny skies. We had the temperatures in the mid-70s. But guess what? Thunderstorms are expected later tonight. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to our Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, here's one for you. After the Howard Johnson's restaurant in Maine closed, guess what? The one in Lake George is now the last one standing. Now, if you're coming into Lake George, you know what I'm talking about. The Howard Johnson restaurant is located on the south side of the village on Main Street, leading into Lake George, and it maintains the original look of the restaurant. Well, according to the owner, John LaRock, the restaurant is doing well for business. However, he would consider possibly changing the name. Well, we spoke to him.
Well, we're glad to be the last one open, I guess. At least we're, doing a great business here, and things are going well, and we're going to continue to be open for years and years down the road.
When I was young, there were Howard Johnsons everywhere, and they had the best milkshakes. In other news, Saratoga police are continuing their investigation into a recent vandalism of a statue in Congress Park. Public Works employee recently reported damage done to the Pan statue, which is located in the Italian Gardens section of the park. Now, the statue had to be removed due to damage. Still images of the suspects were taken by surveillance cameras, and authorities ask that if anyone has any information, please report it to the Saratoga Springs Police Department. Now, you can reach Saratoga Police at 584 584-8477. That's 584-8477. Up next, I sit down with Paige Derner. She's a marketing manager for the Adirondack Museum in Blue Mountain Lake. She's here to talk about the Rustic Furniture Fair, which is happening this weekend. Great event. Plus, I also sit down with William Lockery. He's an author and historian, and he's here to talk about one of the 20th century's towering political figures. His name is Charles Evans Hughes. Guess what? He's from Glens Falls. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple of lookouts tonight. First, if you're watching this or you hear about it or you have a friend who's running for political office, please contact us. I'll be glad to interview you. I think it's very important that, number one, we don't really take sides, but also that everybody who watches this program, either on television or online, is informed about the candidates that are out there and what they stand for. So please give us a call here at the station. I'll be glad to interview you and help raise awareness for you and your platform. And the second one, personal one, the Nationals are in Lake George, the Hot Rods. As many of you know, I'm a car guy, and I can't wait. This is like Mecca for me and my buddies, like Bob in Hudson Falls. We go there every single year, and I think it's only through the weekend. So if you want to see some moving sculptures, works of art, and some crazy people, head up to Lake George for the Nationals, the Hot Rod Show. All right, tonight on Look TV, it's sold. And don't forget, you can tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.